Up to now we have discussed about the finite automata with output, that is Mealy machine and the Moore machine. Now we will discuss about how to convert Mealy machine to Moore machine, and next session we will discuss about Moore to Mealy machine. Here the given Mealy machine, this is the given Mealy machine. We have to convert this Mealy machine to Moore machine. Whenever we have the diagrammatical representation, first we have to convert the diagrammatical representation to the transition table. Here directly I have taken the transition table. Now I will show you how to convert this Mealy machine table to Moore machine. See, we have the present states Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3. And from the present state, on input 0, we have next state as well as output. On input 1, we have next state as well as the output. Now we will see the solution. The first step, we have to check as it is a Mealy machine that depends on the present state and the present input, whereas in the Moore machine that we have to write the single output because that is depends only on the present state. We will see for the Q0. So we have Q2 0. We will check the next state as well as the output once first. Coming to the Q0, on input 0, it is output 1. Let's check again in the Q0. Q0, the output is 1. Both are same. Okay. Let's come check the Q1. Q1 on input 0, the output is 1. Q1 on input 1, the output is 0. Both are different. Q1 on input 0, output is 1. Q1 on input 1, output 0. Here we have both outputs 1 and 0. So first we have to separate Q1, 0 and with 1. So because here we have the 1 output, here we have the 0 output. Next check Q2. Q2 output is 0 on input 0. Let's check Q2. Q2 on input 1, the output is 0. So both are 0, 0, no problem. We will write directly the Q2. Next check Q3. Q3 on input 0, the output is 1. Q3 on input 1, the output is 0. Here we have 0 and here we have 1. So we will write both Q3 0, Q3 1. Now write the next state and outputs. Q0 on input 0, the next state is Q2. So Q2 we have the single state Q2, no problem. Output is 0. Q1, next state is Q0. The output is 1. Here we have Q1 0, Q1 1. So we will write both because same. Q1 0 and Q1 1 are both same because the outputs are only the different. Q0 and 1. Next Q2, the next state is Q1. But we don't have the state Q1 here. We have Q1 0 and Q1 1. We have to determine what we have to write. Either Q1 0 or Q1 1. Check. The output is Q1. For the output of Q1 is 1, right? So we will write Q1 1. Based on the output symbol, we have to determine you have to write Q1 0 or Q1 1. Here I have the output is 1 for Q1. So I am writing it as Q1 1. So the output is same. Next for Q3. Q3 we have Q3 0, Q3 1. The next state is Q3 itself. But what we have to write either Q3 0 or Q3 1. So now check the output. Output we have 1. So we have to write Q3 1. That means based on the output we are determining the state. Now check on input 1. Q0. The next state is Q1. But we have the states Q1 0, Q1 1. We have to determine either we have to write here Q1 0 or Q1 1. For this determination, I am checking the output 0. So that I am writing it as Q1 0. The output is 0. Next, Q1 0. Next, we have the Q3. So Q3 means we have to write either Q3 0 or Q3 1. Check. The output is 0, right? So we will write it as Q3 0. So output is 0. Next one is for Q1 1. So same for Q11 also, because Q10, Q11 are both are same here. So because we have the same state Q3 itself. Next, coming to the Q2, we have the next state as Q0. Next state as Q0. The output is 1 because we have the single Q0 state. We are not determining Q0001. Okay, next. For Q30, Q3 on input 1, the next state is Q2. So we have the direct Q2. The output is 0. For Q31 also, the next state is the Q2. Directly we will write the output as 0. So here we have determined the states. Based on the state and the output, here we are determining the present states. First we have checked the Q0 1, Q0 again 1, no problem. Directly we have taken the single state. Q1, we have 1 here and we have 0 in the input 1. So we have 0 ones and Q have 1 ones, right? So we have taken both Q10, Q11. Let's check the Q2. Q2 we have 0 in the input 0. On input 1 we have the 0, no problem. So we have taken directly Q2. On input 0, Q3 we have the output as 1. On input 1, Q3 we have the output as 0. We have 0 and 1, so we have taken both Q30 and Q31. So this is the first step. Whereas in the second step, we have to convert this table into the Moore machine structure. So first we will write the present states. On next state, we will write the input 0 on input 1. On input 0, we have Q2. On input 1, we have Q10. On input 0, Q10, we have Q0. On input 1, Q30. On Q11, 1, Q0 as the next state, Q30 as the next state on input 1. On input 0, Q2. So next state as Q11. Next on input 1, the next state as Q0. On Q30, on input 0, the next state as Q31. Here on input 1, it is Q2. Q31, next state as Q31. Next on input 1, it is Q2. Now we have to determine the output. So we have to determine the output. So based on the next state, as it is the Moore machine, we have to determine in the present state. So here for Q0, the output is 1. Q0 output is 1, Q0 output is 1. That means for all the state we have get only the single output. So we can determine it easily. So how to write this output within the Moore machine structure. So here for Q0, the output is 1. Now we will check for Q10. So here we have the Q10, the output is 0. Next we have Q11, the output is 1. Q2, so whereas in the Q2 for all the states, Q20, 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 that means the direct value is Q20. Next we will check for Q30. Q30, the output is 0, the output is 0 here. Q31, so we have the output as 1. Like that we have to determine the outputs in the Moore machine. So this is the given Mealy machine. We have converted this Mealy machine to the Moore machine structure. So first we have taken this table. First, whenever we have the diagram, first we have to convert this into the transition table. Then we have to convert this transition table to the Moore machine structure. So based on the next state and the output symbol, we have taken the present states here. So based on the present state and the next state outputs, we have taken the direct output here. So now this is the Moore machine transition table. So from the Moore machine transition table to, we have to draw the Moore machine transition diagram. So we will draw the transition diagram. So here we have the states like Q0, For Q naught, the output is 1. So I am writing output is 1 because it is a Moore machine. We have to write with the present state. And we have next one is the Q10. For the output is 0. Write the 0 output here itself. Next Q11. The output is 1. Next Q20. Q2, the output is 0. For Q30, the output is 0. For Q31, the output is 1. Now we will represent the on input alphabet the next state. Q naught on input alphabet 0, next state is Q2. On input alphabet 0, next state is Q2. Q naught on input alphabet 1, next state is Q10 on input alphabet 1. Next coming to the Q10 on input 0, next state is Q naught. On input 0, next state is Q naught. On input 1, next state is Q30. On input 1, the next state is Q30. Coming to the Q11 on input 0, the next state is Q naught. On input 0, the next state is Q naught. On input 1, Q30. On input 1, Q30. Next coming to the Q2 on input 0, Q11. So this is the Q2 on input 0, Q11. So on input 1, that is Q naught. On input 1, it is Q naught. Q30, Q31, Q30 on input 0, Q31. On input 1, it is Q2. For Q31, input 0, same Q31 itself. On input 1, it is Q2. On input 1, it is Q2. So like that we have to draw the Moore machine diagram. So whenever we are returning the Moore machine, we have to write the output with the present state itself. So whenever we have Q naught and 1, so we have to write the Q naught slash 1, Q100, Q100. This is the Moore machine representation. Whenever you get the Mealy machine diagram, first convert into the transition table and convert this transition table with the Moore machine structure. Then after Moore machine transition table, you have to draw the transitional diagram. This is the conversion of Mealy machine to Moore machine.